What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I know I am, and if you are, be sure to press the like button. Otherwise, no joke, no scam, you'll never be able to play on coolmathgames.com again. Yeah, that's right, guys. This fantastic gameplay will no longer be accessible unless you press the like button. Real talk, though, hope you guys are having a fantastic day. The flu still might be beating me worse than Chris Brown did Rihanna, but that's alright. We're gonna get through this, I can promise you that. Anyways, guys, I'm just gonna keep up my theme of chill stories. Alright, these last couple days I've just been chilling, sitting back, not really worrying too much about the gameplay or anything. I'm just chilling, I'm just having a good time telling stories the way I used to. And I've been having fun. It seems like you guys have been liking it more. And today we're gonna have a story about my friend absolutely failing to impress his crush in middle school. Alright, I haven't seen anybody take an L this large since Big Bird himself carved an L out of a massive redwood oak tree and caught 37 years in prison for destruction of government property. Rest in peace, Big Bird. Real talk, though, guys, it should be a fun video, so yeah, without much further ado, let's get into it. I think we can all agree that middle school is arguably the worst time to be a human being, okay? I'm not saying that you're a bad person if you're in middle school. Don't get it twisted, alright? But all I'm saying is that middle school is notorious for just having awkward situations. You guys are all getting used to, you know, liking girls or liking boys, whatever you like. Hey, I'm not here to judge, man. You know, love who you want to love type beat. But regardless, middle school is just a notoriously awkward spot. Everybody is just in this awkward stage where nobody's comfortable in their own skin and nobody has any confidence. But for some reason, you also feel like you need to be more mature than you actually are. So when you do have a crush, instead of being like, hey, no pressure, we're 12, there's nothing here, you have this desire to I'm gonna have this goals AF relationship with all this swag points, and I'm gonna be like the most romantic guy to ever exist. And chances are, since you're in middle school, it probably ain't gonna work out. But I had this friend who had this huge crush on his girl, and of course he's telling us all how he's in love with her, and you know, it's just so crazy that he's such a young age meeting the girl he's gonna spend the rest of his life with. And we're all nodding our heads like, yeah, bro, alright, you know, listen, do I agree? Do I think that you're gonna spend the rest of your life with the girl you're dating in middle school? Not really. I don't really think it's gonna happen. But hey, if your boy is like, hey man, I would really like some support while pursuing this girl that I have a crush on, I'm not gonna say no, because that's my boy, and loyalty is first and foremost. If you're not gonna have your boys back, then I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to ask you to politely leave the squad, leave your headset, gamer, because you are no longer one of us. Anyways, my friend has a crush on this girl, and he's like, Ryan, I think I really want to impress her, dude. Like, what do you think impresses girls? And as a joke, I jokingly say, I don't know, bro, I think chicks really dig backflips, which is not serious, alright? I've never met a girl who's like, yeah, you know, before I date a guy, I'm like, hey man, can you do a backflip? And if he says no, I punch him in the face because what, you want me to date a loser that can't do a backflip? But for some reason, my friend takes this to heart and spends like the next week watching every YouTube video on how to do a backflip. And, you know, as much as I commend him for doing the research and doing his best to try to watch YouTube videos on how to do a backflip, there's one ginormous problem with trying to learn how to do a backflip on the internet, and, that's that most of us are not athletic enough to do a backflip after just watching a YouTube video on the internet, you know? Like, this guy, for whatever reason, in his 12-year-old brain, decided to do the following. I'm gonna backflip to impress my crush, but I'm not gonna practice the backflip, no. I'm just gonna watch YouTube videos on how to do it, and then I'm gonna send it to impress her. Which, I mean, look, I'm not saying that my friend was a little dumb, but my friend was a little dumb, you know? I can love my friends and still say that they have some flaws, and throwing a backflip without actually practicing it might be a large flaw. You might give yourself a concussion a couple times. And while he's practicing this backflip, watching all these YouTube videos on how to throw a backflip, he doesn't really bring up the fact that he's gonna, you know, use it to impress his crush or whatever. And I completely forgot that I had told him that doing a backflip is the best way to impress your crush, because I figured, haha, none of us can do backflips. And my friend, just to describe him, was not anyone that was, you know, physically gifted in terms of athletic ability. Like, if athletes were in charge of, you know, speaking Elvish from Dungeons and Dragons, he'd be really good at it. He was really fun to play Dungeons and Dragons with. He was not the type of kid that could be throwing backflips, alright? He just wasn't. But whatever, for a week, he's watching all these YouTube videos on how to do a backflip, and, you know, he's really going to impress his crush. But he's not telling us this, because if he would have told us, hey, I'm not going to actually practice a backflip, I'm just going to send it, all of us would have gone, that's a terrible idea, you're going to fail. But he doesn't. And one day, he comes in about a week after this original conversation. He says, hey, guys, today's the day I'm going to impress my crush. And we're like, man, what are you going to do? Like, how are you going to do it? What's the game plan? He's like, you guys will see. Trust me. All I can say is that it's going to be epic. Like, the entire school is going to be talking about it. And I mean, technically, he wasn't wrong. The entire school did go on to talk about it, just not for the reasons that he wanted them to be talking about it. So we get to lunch the same day that he swears that the entire school is going to be mesmerized. Nay, dare I say amazed at the acrobatic ability of this young man. I've never been impressed by anyone's acrobatic ability personally, but hey, apparently some girls out there are just going nuts for people who are good at parkour. So all lunch, we're like, yo, when are you going to do it? When are you going to do it, bro? Like, when are you going to do it? He's like, yeah, watch. And in this lunchroom in middle school, we had these like deans that would walk around and make sure that we were up to, we were being good kids, you know, don't want kids getting rowdy in the lunchroom, even though if you gather like 500 12-year-olds in any space, it's going to get rowdy. And because it would be so loud, they had these microphones that they would use to be like, Jeremy, stop throwing grapes on table 7, you know, because they couldn't be bothered to walk over to the kids. Like, the teens were like, oh, okay, it's my job to keep them safe, but I don't actually want to interact with these losers, you know? Like, I'd rather just yell at them through the microphone. And our friend is like, all right, are you guys ready? And we're like, yeah, bro, go for it. And he walks up to the dean and looks at the dean, and the dean looks at him, and he grabs the microphone out of the dean's hand. He doesn't ask for it, just grabs it, and we're like, all right, confident start. That's a pretty savage way of getting the room's attention, but let's see what his follow-up move is here. And screams, excuse me, lunchroom, can I have your attention? But we're all 12, so it's more like, excuse me, lunchroom, can I have your attention? Because he's nervous because he's about to, you know, do something really stupid. And he goes, I'm gonna say her name's Ainsley. That's not her real name, but like, I'm just for the story. Ainsley, your beauty distracts me from all the things that I must focus on. You are the most beautiful thing that I've ever seen, and I truly believe that together we would be something that the entire world would remember forever, which, bruh, no one cares that deeply about your middle school relationship, dog. Like, you laid it on a little thick right now, but I get you, man. Chicks eat that stuff up. Say what you gotta say. I ain't gonna judge. You know, hey, girls like that. I'm just saying, that's a true fact. You don't have to like it for it to be true. So, hey, say what you gotta say. Be a poet, man. They eat that stuff up. Go for it. Anyways, we're like, oh, okay. Writing her a poem about how beautiful she is. Solid touch. Doing it in front of everybody. Solid touch. And he goes, in fact, the excitement that you bring my heart makes me want to jump for joy. Literally flip for how excited you make my heart. In fact, and puts the microphone down, looks at the wall to his right, runs full speed at the wall, a full-on sprint. Usain Bolt himself would have been impressed with how fast this kid's legs were moving towards the wall. Plants his right leg on the wall, left leg on the wall, and jumps and gets upside down. And we're like, oh my God, he's gonna do a backflip. Oh my God, he said, you excite me so much I literally have to jump for joy, and then does a backflip? That's a sick move. Girls are gonna be super hyped at that, obviously. The only problem is he was really good at like stepping on the wall and getting upside down, but he wasn't that good at like the rest of the flipping part. So he flips upside down to the point where he's like, his face is looking at the ground and his body is parallel to the ground. And he almost in slow motion, his body just stops spinning and he levels out above the ground and just stops and is just like hovering there for a split second. I mean, it couldn't have been very long. It felt longer in my mind because I think when he stopped spinning, all of us that were his friends went, oh, this is not going to end well. And the next thing, obviously, gravity does what gravity does and slams him to the ground face first in front of everybody. Obviously, moral of this situation is maybe don't try to learn how to backflip off YouTube videos without actually trying to do it. Like, I don't know what he thought was going to happen. I've watched like 8 videos on how to backflip, guys. Don't even sweat it. I've got this in the bag. Like, that's not the case. Anyways, he smacks the floor and the entire lunchroom goes silent. You can hear a pin drop because this kid literally just tried to do a backflip and slammed into the ground. And he's not moving. And I don't know if he's not moving because he got hurt from the fact that he just got slammed to the floor with like terminal velocity level strength, or the embarrassment. Probably a little bit of both. Maybe he has a concussion and the concussion is making him realize how dumb his life decisions have been up to this point. So finally, after what feels like forever, he gets up and he stands up and his shirt is covered in blood. The ground is covered in blood. He had broken his nose when he slapped into the ground after the backflip. and in front of everybody gets up, tears in his eyes, and just walks out of the lunchroom. He doesn't scream. He doesn't apologize. He just walks out and walks straight to the nurse. And the entire lunchroom is just like crickets, because when you watch somebody embarrass themselves that badly, it's rough. And then just as much as it was silent, everybody starts laughing. Because think about it, all right? That's my friend. I'm not laughing. I wouldn't be able to laugh at my friend's pain. That's a joke. I laugh at my friend's pain all the time, to be 100 with you. That's why we're friends. But he demanded attention from the entire lunchroom, calls everyone, and then breaks his nose trying to do a backflip to impress a girl. That is next level comedy. That is some cringe pain that you will never be able to feel again. And sadly, at the end of this, the crush was not impressed. Yeah, that's right. Breaking your nose for a girl does not make them want to date you. Sadly, I wish it did. I wish it did. So, yeah, that's the story of how my friend tried to impress his crush, failed, broke his nose, embarrassed himself in front of everybody, and got the nickname Jackie Chan for the rest of middle school. Moral of the story is maybe be a little bit more realistic about what you're going to do to impress your crush, because putting your life on the line when you've never done a backflip before might not be the best idea. And the even worse part than all of this, guys, yeah, the backflip and breaking your nose hurts, but he wasn't even wearing the brand new No Joke No Scam merch when he did it either. I mean, just look at this shirt. If you got this, he wouldn't even need to do backflips. Obviously, his crush would date him. Look at how sick that is. Teespring link in the description below. That was the smoothest merch plug I've ever done in my entire life. But on a real note, guys, if your crush needs you to do backflips in front of the entire school to impress them, it's not worth it, because you guys are dope and you shouldn't have to do stupid stuff to impress people. On that note, though, that's gonna do it for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to press the like button. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought, and turn on notifications. Today's notification shout out goes to the occasionally swagalicious and always dope and honorable couple of different people today. I want to give a quick shout out to these people that I had a conversation with on Instagram yesterday. So shout out to Dom Stanziano, Brock Pierce 12, Gershon 1276, Ian Linder, and of course Densai JJ Mason S. And yeah, that's gonna do it. Turn on notifications if you want to shout out. Send a screenshot to my Instagram at Scrubby, Twitter at Scrubby_69. You guys know how it goes, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Don't get anyone pregnant if you do. Make sure they're hot. I'm gonna try to beat this outro to the end. Don't get anyone pregnant if you do. Make sure they're hot. I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. I'm out. Peace.